name is Kat, and this is the place where I talk about cross-stitch. And today I made a card, so I finally got around to making the card I talked about in my last vlog, and I'm so proud of it. Isn't it cute? I can't show the inside because it says who it's for, and maybe they might watch this channel, but isn't it cute? It took me forever. Like, cutting out around the seal took forever, but it looks so good. I'm so proud. So yeah, so that's been my Sunday. Now I've got to tidy up just a little bit of mess and put it back where it belongs. It is way too tempting to stay up all night and finish this. It's now like 11:30, but I need to go to bed because I have work tomorrow and I like my job and I don't want to fuck it up, so I'm so close. I've got orange beads to go. Orange beads in the carrots, and then like 2 to 3 more lengths of brown hair, and then obviously backstitch the words and all the way around here, and then I'm done. So like tomorrow or the day after, depending on how much time I get to work on this, it'll be done. Good morning. It is Monday morning, and this is just proof that I did not stay up all night stitching. It's still the same as it was yesterday. Not much to say really, except that my finish is coming. Today or tomorrow this will be finished. Isn't that exciting? I mean, I might actually do some work on Amazing Animal Kingdom once this is finished. What do you think, team? Do you think I can get it finished today? It is 8 p.m. on Monday night, and I've just got this line here to finish up, and one more word, and it's done. All the beading's done. Look at that beading. Ooh, beading. Carrots. Om nom 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 nom. I'm so excited. I think I might actually finish this. Ta-da! It's finished. I guess you want to see it. I guess I could give you a little sneaky peeky. A sneaky peeky. It's coming. It's coming. Ta-da! Woo! It's so shiny. I can't believe it's finished. It'll be a year and a month, look. Wow. So good, so amazing, so colourful. I'm really sorry, but I have to whisper because my throat is really ill. I've gotten my 300 stitches for the day on Amazing Animal Kingdom. Technically I've gotten 400, but I'm super behind because obviously I spent the last couple of days really focused on make things grow. But now that I've done my 300 stitches, I think I'd like to switch to my focus piece for the first time, which is Old Town Park by Alisa. And here that is for you. I did do a little bit more than the last time I showed you, but it was really only this orange here. Now, I am talking low today, but that's because I've really hurt my throat, so I hope you forgive me. I'll try and put subtitles on. But I'm going to continue working on this now. Don't know for how long. Maybe there'll be video games. We'll see. But I mean, this should be finished by Sunday night, so I believe in us. I'm feeling a little bit better today. It is Wednesday morning, Wednesday the 6th of October. And I have my 2nd October finish. This is Alisa Autumn in the City Old Park. And I have just bordered it because it fits exactly inside of the border of my Make Things Grow. And here you have it. Look at these little birdies, that bench, there's trees. And can you see my initials? I added them to Make Things Grow too, and you can see them from here. But I don't think you can actually see them like physically. So there's a K and an N here. Ooh, 21 here. And again there's a 21 here and a K in here. For those with a very good eyesight. And I'm very happy with it. And I'm very happy to be feeling a lot better. So good things all around. I'm going to try and get to town today or tomorrow to buy some birthday presents for my partner and his sister. So needs to be done fairly quickly. And then I'm sorted for the month, I think. This was my focus piece for the month, so I'm not really sure how I'm going to decide what to stitch on going forward in October. I think I was joking with a friend that I think I'm going to get all my whips out in a circle around me and pick one, but that might actually be how I decide. But maybe for now, for today, because that sounds like an awful lot of effort, I might just work on Amazing Animal Kingdom because it's fantastic and amazing and I love it, so that might be the plan. And in case you're wondering, this was my Mania calendar from this year, and all of the crossed out ones are ones I've actually finished. And at some point I was putting the dates on, so I should probably catch up with that. Let's see, actual dates, laziness. But yeah, so these plus Amazing Animal Kingdom are the only projects I have at the moment at all, because in Mania I touched all of my active projects. And of course I started Amazing Animal Kingdom after Mania. But I think that was the only one. Oh, and Sweater Weather, not Sweater Weather, the Halloween pumpkin was also not a Mania start, but I finished that already, so I'm going to pick one of these to continue on with. I probably won't be getting another finish this month except for my small calendar pieces, but I mean, we've already had 2 and it's the first week, so that would be, what's the word? It's too early in the morning. Selfish if I hold all of the finishes. But we'll see. So I actually did it. I actually got all of my pieces out in a big circle. Like a rainbow of excitement. So now I have to choose. So I've got my dimensions corner, and I've got some of my heights. Those 3, that is my heights. Some smaller pieces. That is a new start, technically. It's a Mill Hill kit. I suppose technically this is also a new start, but I've been doing all year, so you can hear my voice is a little better today, so that's fun. But I don't know what to focus on this week. How am I supposed to decide? Decision making is going so well that we're now just lying on the floor. So I decided on these 3. This is Peaceful Stream by Dimensions, this is Slytherin, and of course Amazing Animal Kingdom. So I'm going to come up with some plan, I guess, but I think I'll mostly be focusing on this one to try and get the 2 pages finished in the first row. No, the first column. And then we'll see what I do on these. Ooh. So I spent all that time yesterday trying to decide what to focus on. And look who won. When I did Mania, I assigned some projects to some months, and I chose quite small ones because obviously I wanted to be able to finish them in that month. But I finished them before that month, so now I have reassigned. So this month my focus will be on those 3 projects. But then I chose a new project for next month and a new project for February and for March, I think. So that's pretty cool. Look how much confetti there is in this block. I feel like this entire row has been very heavy confetti, even this bit, which looks like it should all just be one colour. But especially this thing. This is the deer's antler. Isn't that cool? And this is another book propped up here. So I'm just sort of working on the deer now. And I think today I'll probably get most, if not all, of the deer. It is Friday today, so then in the weekend maybe I can work my way down to the shelf and all the way back up again. Looking forward to that. Nearly finished with this, but I think maybe when I hit the bottom of this row, maybe I'll swap to something else. I did put the 2 other projects I chose for this month in hoops this morning. Hopefully I can maybe pick one up. We'll see. I do get very obsessed with this piece, so it does tend to steal me away. We are going to pick up a parcel. So I decided to work on one of my dimensions kits. And this is Peaceful Stream. It's just a regular collection. And this is how I'm doing. So I've gotten done to the house, but now I'm up in the trees, and I'm just been adding this yellow colour here. And it's mostly half stitched, this design, pretty much all of it so far, except, you know, tiny bit on the trees and tiny bit in the house. But I'm really enjoying it, so it's very peaceful to go out into the countryside in your stitching sometimes and just take a nice deep breath in the trees. So I just finished exercising, so I thought I would show you how far I got over the weekend. I think pretty much I only had this bit, so I've added all of this and this bit here. Had to move my hoops to make sure that I could get to this bit here, but now I think it's fine. And yeah, I'm just going to be working my way down, filling in some tree. I couldn't decide what was a good goal for this piece because, like, this is the page here, half the piece, and this is the page here. So I've got quite a ways to go to fill a page in, so I'm probably not going to be able to do that. But I'm also not sure. But I'm also not, like, there isn't a thing to finish, you know? There's no zebra to finish here. There's only tree. So, we'll see. Maybe I'll just do it until I'm bored in the very spirit of stitch what you want when you want. I keep swapping between tent and half stitch here. I feel like my half stitches are a bit sparser than my tent stitches. I mean, this is just 2 threads versus 3 threads, but here, I'm not sure, and obviously you use a lot less thread when you half stitch, so we shall see if I keep it up or not. It's also easier to tether your thread with a half stitch. Hi team! So today I'm going to be stitching on this piece. This is a Dimensions piece, just a normal collection, and it's by George Bjorkland, and it's called Peaceful Stream. I'm going to give this stitch with me a go again. So I will be cutting out the chart hopefully, so you won't be able to see that. But I've noticed a lot of people don't bother anymore. Interesting. So I hope you enjoy this stitch with me. Let me just check. Okay. Hopefully you can still hear me even though I've turned off my headphones. This is how I've organised the floss for this project. It's just on the card that came with the kit. And the next one we're going to stitch is 2 strands of 6052. Actually using the needle that came with the kit too, and then I've supplied a couple more because it's very rusty. But they weren't as good, so I'm still using the rusty one. I'm sorry if you can hear a little bit of noise in the background. The boy is playing angry computer games. So you can now see my bad habits. I'm super lazy with ending threads and I just leave them there until I'm ready to go back for them. Which is usually the next day or when I've got about 6 or something. I'm pretty lazy. Alright, so we're going to be stitching here. So let's get started. It's been a long time since we've done one of these. I think the last one was in April. May, maybe. So as you know, I've changed jobs. I've started a new job, still computer engineering, just with a different firm, a bit of a bigger firm this time, so they can, you know, provide me with a few more people to work with. A bit more company during the day, I suppose. And a lot more opportunities as well, I think, to work with difficult problems and new technology. I don't know, I had a lot of independence at my old job as well. But I just felt like I didn't have any support, any management really. So, the new job's going really well. I was able to actually fix a few problems, so that's pretty cool. And suggest fixes for a few more. And I have a big onboarding meeting this week actually, but I'm a bit scared about it because the meetings are from 3 p.m. till 8 p.m. and they don't give you like a break for dinner or lunch or anything. I mean, lunch is a bit late for, but dinner. And then on Thursdays, of course, I have after work activities, which is a very polite way to say that I raid on Thursdays. And that starts at 8. So that's going to be very, very busy day. But I think what I'll do is obviously I won't be starting at 8. I normally start at 8 a.m. So that would be 12 hours. So we're not going to be doing that. That would be silly. Oops. So what we're going to be doing instead is I'm going to cook what would have been for dinner for lunch, and then microwave what I would have had for lunch for dinner. So it's not too big of an issue. It's just obviously I won't get those 30 minutes to an hour to myself like I usually do. But they want to have it with this at the same time for America as for Europe, so it's quite a late do. But still, actually been really sick. I think I mentioned it the other day. Really sick for the last 2 weeks. Still haven't been to the doctor. I'm a bit afraid of doctors. Don't like them very much. I don't know, I never find that they help really. They just send you off for tests. But I do feel a lot better today. So we'll see how it goes. My partner, well not obviously, but the country's unlocking now and people are starting to go back to work and offices are starting to open here in Sweden that have been closed for a year. So this is the first time that we've been exposed to people's germs. So I'm wondering if I was a bit stressed from starting a new job, and trying to prove yourself and do a good job. And then he went back to the office, and so if he brought something home, I'm wondering if my immune system was a bit lowered. So maybe I just got sick from that. Who knows? Who knows? But hopefully you can see everything all right. Like I said, work's going really well. I think I've made a few friends, but it's hard to tell. I think working remotely is quite difficult to make friends as well, because you can't really go grab a cup of coffee with anyone, Although we do have team coffee, I think it's 2 or 3 times a week. So that's really nice to kind of get to know people, and you're not allowed to talk about work. Well, you're not allowed, but you're not supposed to. And then today we had another new person start in the team, which is really nice. We're actually going to have a coffee, like as a team in the morning, just to get to know that person and to make them feel welcome, which they didn't do for me. But I think it's one of those things. So our manager arranged everything for me, and he is a man. He identifies as a man. And he's on holiday, so the team got to organise the onboarding of this new person. So I'm wondering if, it's a bit different when you have a few more people's inputs on how you onboard new people into the team. Because I would have really enjoyed that, I think. I'd have been a bit stressed, but I would have really enjoyed it, so. But still, I'm really looking forward to meeting them. I'm really sorry if my nose is in the frame. I have a very big nose. He's not my brother, but we call him my brother, Yusheng. He once said that I had a witch's nose. You can see why they call him my brother, can't you? He's very polite and nice to me all the time. Actually, he invited me. He moved recently, so I haven't seen him since the start of the pandemic. He moved across the country to a big city. And he is taking it very seriously, which is good, because so are we. But it means I haven't seen him since the beginning of the pandemic. So he said, if I'm ever in the city for work, I should go and meet him and his girlfriend. Fiancée? Girlfriend, I think. That would be nice. I think I am going to start now going out and being a bit more social, especially because next weekend we have a big birthday in the family. So we will be meeting the family for dinner to celebrate. And I think that's, once I've been there, I don't have to feel as guilty if I do get myself sick. It's not like I don't wear a mask. I think I'm the only person left in Sweden still wearing one, but I don't know, I feel more comfortable in one. I feel like, because no one here really keeps distance anymore, but I'm quite sick as it is, so I don't need to be more sick. So I'm pretty nervous about such things. Getting sick mostly. I don't know how long I can talk for actually, because like I said, I feel very sick and it's actually hurt my voice. We'll see. But there's nothing really going on in my life, so there's nothing for you to hear about. I can tell you about Dimensions kits. I actually hid the boys, my partner's Christmas present in amongst my cross-stitch kits, because I know he's not going to be going looking for it in there. Thanks for the suggestion, Morgan. But I actually already done it. And there's a bow on them and they're like wrapped, but he's never going to see them, so I believe I was supposed to be going here, wasn't I? Yes. So yes, it's fun and funny. He actually just bought a printer for me so I can print off photocopy my charts, so I don't have to draw on the originals, which is going to be very exciting. And obviously for Mirabilia as well, it's going to be a lot easier. But it won't be here until Christmas anyway, because of I don't know, apparently some boat got stuck in some canal and blocked the canal, and just the deliveries for everything were just so behind, even iPhones and things, because of this boat. I don't know how true that is. I didn't hear anything about the boat at the time. Maybe I'm just really behind on news. Haven't really watched any news since. I know, it all got a bit dire, didn't it? So I just stopped watching news. This pattern is mostly half stitch. So if you don't like half stitch, it's probably not the pattern for you. But I don't mind it. I mean, I would prefer cross stitch, but I think the colours look really nice, and I really like that there's both 2 and 3 strands, so happily plodding away. Sorry for the squeak. I need to put WD-40 on the stand. But last time we did it, it made everything black. And I don't really want to make everything black again. I know. Any excuse, eh? But it really did make everything black, like not just my stitching, like my hands. Not really my stitching, mostly my hands, if I'm being completely honest. Just washed my hands a lot and then didn't stitch because it didn't really come off straight away. And so I was a bit worried, like even when I washed them like 3 or 4 times in a row, it felt like it was still there. Even if it wasn't, it felt like it was still there, and I was a bit worried. So instead of taking a risk, I thought probably best to just not stitch. And then I think I touched like something later on in the day and it came away a little bit black. I didn't know where it was hiding. Maybe a crease in a fingerprint somewhere, waiting to come into contact with fabric. Like some kind of evil demon. But I went through my Mill Hill kits today after work because Morgan, again, reminded me that, I mean, she didn't deliberately remind, she didn't say, Kat, you haven't updated your Mill Hill collection spreadsheet for several months, and this means that you're a scrub. She did not say that. And that was implied. No. She was showing me her purchases. And then that made me, and also the video from, oh, who was that did the video? Ingstitch. Ingstitch did a video on her Mill Hill collection as well. And the two of them together made me really want to spend money on Mill Hill. But I don't, I usually would have a spreadsheet telling me which ones I own and where they are. But the last couple of times I bought Mill Hill, I didn't bother updating the spreadsheet. And then you know how it is, once you've made that excuse once, you just continue making the same excuse, and then you never end up updating your spreadsheet ever. And that's pretty much where I ended up. 16876, 16876. So just kind of went through my little hoard of Mill Hill kits. It's very small. It's nowhere near my collection of dimensions kits, I can tell you that for a fact. And sort of made sure I have the collection and then the name. Oh, hello. I think I must have grabbed 2 by mistake. And the that's pretty much it. The start date and the end date. But so I updated the start date and the end date for Pumpkin and for Make Things Grow, and yeah, just made sure everything was, I don't know. If an accountant ever came and looked at my books, they'd be very worried about my mental health, I think. Why are you detailing all of this in a spreadsheet? But it's just in case, because there's so many Mill Hills that are very similar, like all of the Jimshaw snowmen, for example, are very similar pieces. They're white snowmen with red diamond bellies holding different things. Or sometimes they're green golden bellies now. Green and blue one I think I saw in the latest releases. Anyway, you know what I mean, they're all the same idea. And I've managed to make a knot. It wasn't from pulling it off, this was, I did this idiotically. This was all me. There we go. Nope. Just tightened it again. And if I want to collect the range when they come on eBay, I need to know which one I have, because they all look the same. So I'm going to end up thinking I don't have one that I do have, and buying the same one like 20 times, which isn't a sustainable method of purchasing. Though to be fair, I don't think that's really a big issue with Mill Hill. Also, if I did buy more than one, like I would stitch that pumpkin again. I would have no problem stitching that pumpkin again. So it's just so much fun. And the jumper as well. The jumper was really fun. So I suppose it's not the end of the world. I know you're probably saying, like, how many kits do you have that you lose track of what you have? Not that many. Under 20. I just had the memory of a goldfish. It's It's very bad. Why do you think I'm so into aquariums? I need to go drink something and stop talking because this is getting quite bad. It gets quite painful after a while. So, but thank you for hanging out with me. I'm just going to pop this into my vlog, and then maybe do a quiet stitch with me, where I don't have to talk. It took me ages, like actually ages. It took me ages to decide on a goal for this project. And then eventually I was like, okay, I'll just work on the green, because there's so much green, until I hit, you know, the edge of the house. And then when I've got the first stitch in the house, that's a good stopping point. But actually, once I've hit the house, which would be here, there isn't that much left of the trees. So I may as well just finish the trees. So that would finish the page. So we'll see which one I do. I've still got quite a lot left on my Amazing Animal Kingdom as well for my quarterly goal. So we'll see. But this is the page here, I think. Just what you can see now. And then I would like to do some back stitching, just these small brown ones here and here and here and here and here. And I think this one as well. Because I think that will make it much more tree-like. At the moment it's just a green blob. But I do like the colours, I guess. They're not orange, so the important thing is I think this is new growth for the spring. This bright coloured, thick. So that's exciting. And of course then soon I'll be done with green. I think around here is the last of the green. It will just be pink and house. And that's also exciting to get a bit of a change. Did you know that pigeons have a winter coat? Let's see if I can zoom you in. You see? This one, whoop, is turning white. And so is this one over here. I guess maybe in Sweden things are different. In the UK I don't think I've ever seen a white pigeon. Anyway, you can see that the leaves are falling. The trees are orange and bare, where they are not orange, which is wonderful. And I am actually outside. Isn't that an amazing discovery? So I went to the library and I took back all of the books. Oh no, I just touched my mask. I took back all of the books that I didn't want to read and stopped renewing them endlessly and just took them back. And yeah, I was wearing my mask, which is why my cheeks are pink, but now I'm just out enjoying the weather, the little doggy behind me, and it's not a very nice sky, but it is nice to be outside with all the trees. So I'm doing this thing where I'm kind of going through and looking at what makes me happy and what I'm only doing, you know, because that's what people do. Trying to decide what makes me happy and what feeds me. Is that person with the dog still behind me? No, they're gone. So yeah, I think this was what I needed this morning. So I'm not working. It's 10 a.m. 10:30 actually. But I'm not working because I'm actually starting at 11 because again today working until 8 p.m. The first session was yesterday, 3 till 8, and it was actually really fun, really good time. Met some people from across the company, met the senior leadership team, different levels of met. The senior leadership team gave a talk, but we actually did meet people one-on-one for some of it, which was really nice. So there are lots of people in New York and San Francisco. They were very surprised to see I was in Sweden. And yeah, just the talks were really interesting and a lot more interesting than I thought they would be. So the only issue is obviously supper. And especially today because raid starts at 8 and that's when the meetings finish. But I'm going to cook lunch and then have leftovers for dinner. And so hopefully my plan will work out. Wish me luck. But yeah, here is the Swedish inner city park. There's some buildings, there's a school behind me, which is why you can hear children screaming, and a church dead ahead. And that's it. So it is Friday night, and this is my progress so far. So I'm very close to being done. I'm just working now on the house and the bushes around the house. So up here, And this is the door, half open. So lots of the roof done, all of the green tree, all of the pink tree, except for maybe a little bit here. And then it's just some green bushes and a very small amount of pink down here. And page 1 is complete. So my plan is before bed tonight, because it's already pretty late, and take this off the hoop so I can do backstitching tomorrow, and then put my animal bookshelf back on the stand, because that's all I want. I just want to go back to it. But I think I learned a lot about myself through this process. I think one of the new rules I need to come up with is that I need to finish a page on a project. So in this case, the pattern is cut in 2 here, but a page would still be this bit, like a quarter of that for me. An A4 page, I guess, because I was really struggling with this because it was just green for days and days. But now I've gotten some other bits and pieces, and I feel like especially once I've got the back stitch in, I'm going to fall in love with this piece a lot more, and I'm going to want to stitch on it a lot more. And I think having the new start excitement to kind of push me through that first page is really important. So that's maybe what I've learnt from this piece. Yeah, there were days when I was like, maybe I shouldn't buy any more dimensions kits. I mean, maybe I shouldn't. That's a talk that, that's a separate talk though. And because I just wasn't enjoying it, but I am enjoying it a lot more now, so that's lucky. So once I finish this page, I'll be putting it away, but when I pick it up again, it will be to do the top. So I've got the top half done. I might even do some kind of rotation where I do a page per piece, but obviously that means that any smalls I start, I immediately finish. But maybe that's fine, because that's kind of why you start a small, right? To kind of see it develop before your eyes. But yes, I'm going to finish this. I'm going to go back to 4As because I'm quite a ways off of my page finishes now. Because obviously I donated this week. No, I didn't. I devoted this week to this piece. But this is nearly done now, so then I can get back to Amazing Animal Kingdom without any... without feeling like it's a guilty pleasure, I guess. I stole this from Brenda, a handwork maniac. She has a magnet for each of her pieces, so I've just stuck it onto my craft trolley, along with my needle minders. And I've got my focus pieces for the month in there. This is also a magnet. I don't know if you can see. And then I just sort of rearrange them. And I think what I'm going to do is arrange them in terms of like easiest to finish to hardest, so that I have kind of an overview of where I'm at with all my pieces. I'm not planning to finish all of them next year. There are like 3 Hades in there, and a Pandemic Long Dog Sampler, and 2 Golden Collection dimensions. What I'm saying is I really like big pieces, and clearly that's an issue. Clearly that's an issue. We'll see how it goes. I've also collected 4 scissors now, somehow, in my easy access tray, a bracelet, and this is a needle threader with some charms attached. Not sure I need all of these in my easy access tray, but apparently that's the type of person I am. And page 1 of Peaceful Stream by Dimensions is finally complete. Backstitching and crosses, but not French knots. There are quite a lot here, and I think a few down here, but because they go from here to the second page, I'll just leave them to the end. And also I think they don't go in the hoop very well, so. But yes, this is where we're at, where we're ending. I think it looks amazing. There were points in time while I was stitching this where I did not want to stitch it, where I thought it didn't look very good. But I think now that I've got the house in here and the pink tree and the branches, I really like it. So yes, that is kind of my progress on this. This took me until like late evening on Saturday. I thought I would be finished with it by lunchtime. That was not the case. But I'm very happy to be putting it away with so much progress done. And knowing that I could finish this in 4 more weeks. crazy? This was only a week, and it was like I only had this much done, and then this much. So, and then the other two sides, this one and the bottom half, doesn't have that much backstitch. It's mainly the top half, and it's mainly actually on the other side of the house because there's a water wheel. In fact, oh no, there you go. There's a water wheel and there's some doors and houses and a bridge. But I'm very happy with where I got to with this one, which is a really nice place to end the vlog. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit like, don't forget to hit subscribe, and I'll see you in 2 weeks' time with another vlog. But let me just show you first, I forgot to say. Ooh. I actually had to make some, what are these called? Thread drops for this piece, because after congratulating myself and patting myself on the back that I hadn't broken any of these circles, I managed to break like 3. So I've been making thread drops out of spare card. I think they're very pretty. Probably could have made 2 for this much card, and then just hole punching a bunch of times to make a big hole in the bottom. I do want to buy a stamp which makes a circle. I just don't want to stop buying cross stitch long enough to afford a stamp from my limited craft budget, which is a funny way to say I just haven't prioritised it. But yeah, I'm really happy, and I'm going to be signing off on this vlog, starting a new one, and going back to Amazing Animal Kingdom, I think. Have an amazing fortnight, and I will see you again soon. Bye!